and welcome to episode 30 of The Smallest Thing. I'm Lisa Manterfield. Last weekend, I bought a new storage rack for my kitchen and did some reorganising. I noticed that the calendar on my kitchen wall still shows the page for January. I never turned it to the following month. This year has felt a little bit like that, like we never really got started. Normally, by this time of year, I would have ordered a new dry erase planning calendar for my office and would already be getting excited about the projects I want to work on starting in January. But this year, I still have my 2019 planning calendar up, and my 2020 plan has been written and wiped off countless times. Things got done this year. Projects have been started and completed, but it's all felt a little disjointed, like the year never really got underway. Perhaps ordering my 2021 calendar will be a sign of hope for future plans. I think I'll order it today. One project that did get started back in April and has gained momentum this year is this podcast. After this week, there are only 4 episodes left. I'll tell you more in a couple of weeks about what's to come after that. But first, let's find out what's happening to Em. This is a special week, as the episode includes 3 chapters from the book. I'll talk more about that after this week's episode of The Smallest Thing. Welcome to the serialized audiobook, The Smallest Thing, written by Lisa Manterfield, read for you by Charlie Sanderson.
Chapter 30, Wednesday, August the 24th. The next morning, the sun flickers across my eyelids, but I can't open them. I feel as if I've been pinned to the bed by a 10-ton weight, my head fastened in a metal vice. My skin burns like someone's holding a million flames over me, but I don't have the strength to kick off my covers or even push them aside. I know right away what's wrong. I'm sick. Deep inside, a spark of panic flickers. I can't be sick. I can't. My mouth is hot and parched. I need water to douse the fear that swiftly catches hold of me. Dad, I groan, before I remember that he's not here. No one is here. The panic flares. I pull one hand up from the mattress and reach for my phone. I need to call for my aide, someone who will help. My hand trails across my bedside table, exhausted fingers feeling for the cool plastic of my phone. It isn't there. An image surfaces of the night before, the text from Ro, the phone sailing through the air and ricocheting off the wall below the window. I can almost feel the broken phone taunting me from its resting place on the floor. I try to pull myself up, desperate now to reach my lifeline. Maybe it isn't broken. Maybe I can alert someone. But when I try to move, my body is trapped under the 10-ton weight, its hold refusing to give. I sink back into the bed as the exhaustion of the effort washes over me. Once again, I am trapped, a prisoner, this time in my own bed. Panic nibbles at my bones. How long will it take for someone to find me? Everyone has more pressing things to think about. I need water, but I realise I'm not going to get it. I am helpless. I close my eyes and try to conserve my energy. Maybe my home aide will come looking for me soon. Maybe someone will drop in to see if I'm okay. Maybe Mum will try to reach me on the home phone and raise the alarm. Maybe there's hope. Maybe. Something rouses me from sleep, but I can't tell what. A noise, maybe? I lie still and wait. There it is again. Is it in the house? I can't tell. It's close. Not in the room. Someone at the front door. It's someone knocking. Hope propels me to open my mouth and call out, but my lips are gummed together, my tongue plastered to the ceiling of my mouth. I shout that I'm here, upstairs, but I don't hear my voice. I drift away again, unsure whether anyone has heard me or if I've even made a sound. The next time I'm aware of anything, it's that the light in the room has dipped, reducing the furniture to grey silhouettes. My eyes ache, as if opening up is the last thing I could ask them to do. Night is coming. No one has been inside. If I don't get water soon, I will not make it through the night. I'm too tired to be afraid anymore. I close my eyes and feel the virus snaking through my body, overtaking me. I think about Dad, a silly thought that he'll be waiting for me. I wish I could have said goodbye to Mum and Alice. There is so much that needs to be said between Mum and me, and now we won't have a chance to say it. My body hurts all over, as if all my parts have been disconnected and each attached to an electric current. It sends an incessant series of jolts, but I have no way to pull away from the pain. There is only one way out now. A thought comes to my mind. Scatter my ashes in the churchyard. It's what I want. For my final resting place to be here in the village, among my family, the only place I have ever belonged. I think about Auntie Sandra. Maybe I'll get to meet her soon. The thought brings me peace. Stop, I think. I force my eyes open. I can't do this. I can't just give in. I can't die here, alone. I lie still for a moment, gathering my reserves. With all the effort I can muster, I roll out of bed and push shakily to my feet. I lurch like an unsteady toddler from one piece of furniture to the next, making my way to where my phone lies. There's a crack across the screen and a chip missing from one corner. I push the power button, willing it to life. Nothing. I have to get help. I steady myself against the wall and propel myself to the door. I stumble down to the kitchen for the house phone, landing hard in one of the chairs. On the table is a cup of Mrs. Glover's tea, left from the night before. It's cold, and a thin film has settled on the surface. But I'm so thirsty I don't care. I gulp down all that I can and I rest my head on the table, waiting for my strength to return. I must have drifted off. But when I wake up, I feel better. Not good, but revived. I drink the last of the tea and push myself up from the table, testing my legs and finding them steady again. I doubt that the old lady's herbal concoction is fighting the virus, but something in it is boosting my strength, so I make another cup. As I sip the hot tea and let its soothing warmth filter through my body, I know what I need to do. I don't want to be here alone, but to have no one left. My best, maybe my only, chance of survival is to let myself be helped, and I want to do that with whatever dignity I can scratch together. Taking the marker Mum uses to label her frozen meals, I write my information across the front of my suit. Emmett Siddle, age 18, infected. I add a shaky cartoon rendition of my face. I struggle into the suit for the last time, sealing the joints as best I can and checking that my nose and mouth are covered. This time, I'm not dressing to protect myself. I'm doing it to protect others. I take a last look around the only home I've ever known. I don't know when I will see it again. I don't even know if I will see it again. I don't know how much of my family will come back, if they'll be able, or even if they'll be allowed. Our future is more uncertain than it has ever been. I step out into the early evening light, trying to focus on my mission. I pray my legs will have the strength to carry me to my destination. It's eerie walking through the village. So many houses in darkness, the crosses painted over their doors. It's still and silent, the way I imagine it would have been when the first of my ancestors moved here almost 4 centuries ago. No sounds of modern technology, no cars or television, no bustle of daily life. Perhaps I will be the last of the Siddles to live here. Beyond the village, the last of the sun's rays graze the tops of the surrounding hills, bathing them in a dreamlike pink light. I wish I could feel the coolness of the grass again and smell the scents of acres of untouched countryside. I pause for a moment and lift my mask, sucking in one final deep breath of cool, fresh air. It fills my lungs, and I hold it there, savouring the luxury just for a moment. Then I seal my mask to my face and turn my back to my freedom. I'm only a few steps from Bubble City when my legs let me down. One buckles beneath me and I stumble to regain my balance. Before I can, the other gives way, and I drift to the ground as if falling in slow motion through a cloud. Chapter 31. I drift in and out, brief flickers of awareness bringing sounds to me. There's someone coming, at last. Hope ignites. I fight to keep my eyes open, afraid that if I blink the person will go again. I try to call out, but I can't make any words form. I try, but I don't have the energy. The figure moves toward me and reaches out a gloved hand. It blurs in front of me until it comes to rest on my arm, pressing the cool fabric of my suit against my hot skin. Through that gentle heat, I feel a prickle of electricity. I force my eyes to focus on the face, trying to capture every detail before it fades again. Grey hair, glasses, a stern face, worried eyes. Mrs. Glover? But when I look again, I see I have it all wrong. Fair skin, freckles, kindness. Aidan. I tried to focus on the kindness, but I don't know where to look. Emmett, Mrs. Glover says. Emmett Siddle. The sound of my own name pulls me back. Fingers squeeze my arm and the sensation draws me out of the clouds again. I'll get help. Listen to me, the freckles say. You have to fight this. I'm going to be here, but you have to fight. I reach out to touch Aidan, but he's not there. My eyes can no longer find him. I tried to smile at the thought that I can dream in clichés, but it's too much work. I see Mrs. Glover's face again before I close my eyes and let the darkness come. There's a new light above me, falling across the floor, its edges reaching my feet but not the rest of me. I hear a noise that sounds almost like my name. Another dream. I hope it's Aidan again. In my next flashes, there are hands on me, my name, voices. I can't respond, even if it were real, but I know I am in the hands of friends. Something cool touches my lips. Moisture. More voices. A sharp pain in my arm and sweet relief. In my dreams, fever dreams, I think, I see Aidan again, just like in my waking dreams. His helmet is off and he's looking down at me. I recognise his tiger eyes, but his face isn't what I'd imagined. It's a lovely face. I'm glad I got to see it before I go. I lift up my hand to touch him. I'd like to touch him. It's a good dream because in it, he takes my hand and lifts it to his cheek. I feel his skin, warm, electric. A pulse rushes into me. Love. It is. That's what it is. You've been so kind to me, I want to tell him. Thank you, too. I can't. The pale ceiling seems to move toward me as if I'm being lifted. I look for Aidan again. There's something I need to tell him, something important. But I can no longer see him. He is gone. Chapter 32. Darkness.
Welcome back. I included 3 chapters this week because they were so short. In fact, chapter 32 of the book is only 1 word long. Darkness. Years ago, I read Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. It's a dark story of 2 boys who encounter strange and terrifying happenings when a travelling carnival comes to town. 1 chapter of the book is just 1 sentence long. It says, "Nothing much else happened all the rest of that night." It's such a perfect, simple way to mark a brief period of quiet for the 2 boys before things really start getting strange. Because the smallest thing is told in present tense and in first person from M's point of view, I wasn't able to pull back and say she lost consciousness for X number of hours or days. She wouldn't know what was going on as it was happening, wouldn't know until later how long she'd been away. So in a very early draft, I chose to take a chance and tell what she would know, which is simply darkness. I'll admit I almost cut the chapter several times, not sure if I was just being cute by writing a one-word chapter. But then a friend read a draft of the book. As a young woman, she had suffered a serious illness and lost consciousness for several days. She told me that the experience was exactly like that, just darkness, with no memory of anything else that happened during that time. And so the one-word chapter stayed. I am sorry, sort of, to leave you on a cliffhanger like that, but I hope you'll join me next week to find out what becomes of M. I'll also tell you more about the true story of the real Emmett Siddle. Until then, stay safe. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Smallest Thing. To make sure you don't miss next week's episode, you can subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. If you'd like to support the show, please leave a review and share this series with others you think might enjoy it. If you're on Instagram, tag me there at LisaManterfield_, or follow me on Facebook at author Lisa Manterfield and Twitter at LisaManterfield. My newsletter subscribers are always the first to know about my news, events, upcoming releases, giveaways, and more. Sign up for monthly delivery at lisamanterfield.com/subscribe and get your complimentary copy of Love, Loss and Letting Go, 3 of my short stories. Thanks to Justin Joseph for producing and editing this show, and to Ketsa.uk for the music. That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening.